lonesome. Until I first met you, I was lonesome. And when you came inside, dear, my heart grew light and this whole world seemed new to me. You're really swell, I have to admit you deserve expressions that really fit you. And so I've racked my brain hoping to explain all the things that you did to me. Amir, Mr. Shane, please let me explain. Amir, Mr. Shane, means you're grand. Amir, Mr. Shane, again I'll explain. It means you're the fairest in the land. It means you're the fairest. It means you're the fairest. It means you're the fairest in the land. It means you're the Shane means you're grand. Amir, Mr. Shane, again I'll explain. It means you're the fairest in the land.
Greetings from the Andrews sisters. I'm Patty.
I'm Maxine.
And I'm Laverne.
Say Bella, Bella, even say wonderbar. Each language only helps me tell you how grand you are. I've tried to explain. Amir, Mr. Shane, so kiss me, kiss me, kiss me. I say that you will understand.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of That 20-Somethings Show. I just realized that I might be a little dark on stream. I don't know. Yeah, who knows?
You've never been dark in your life. What are you talking about?
Get out of here. Get out of here. We're so obsessed, guys. We're talking about obsessions today. From the mildly enjoyed to the I can't eat, sleep, or breathe without thinking about obsessions. It's crazy.
All over the spectrum.
All over the spectrum. So yeah, welcome and thanks for hopping in. Hey, what's up, Linz?
Legend of Linz.
We're playing Catan, but got you tabbed. I appreciate that. Woohoo!
You guys are great.
You guys are great. Thank you so much. I appreciate that a ton. Thanks for the lurk. You should at your earliest convenience, you should drop a lurk. Just because I did a cool thing with lurks.
I'm glad to know the dogs are finally in the neighborhood. I don't know what's been going on with them.
Yeah, right.
Quiet all day.
It's hilarious that they only bark on stream.
I know we can be chatting for hours, and all of a sudden we got to record, and there it is.
Ah, there they are. We knew they were there somewhere. But yeah, today we are talking about obsessions. Like, for instance, I am obsessed currently with keeping this Twitch thing going. I'm freaking obsessed with it. It's great.
Right.
I'm not gonna lie to you. Yeah.
Are you still getting some sleep?
Maybe. I'll tell you what. 2 out of my 3 classes today got canceled, and so you know what I did? I worked on Twitch all day.
You're fine.
I mean, it's fine. It's okay.
I can quit anytime I want.
I can quit anytime I want, guys. It's okay. I'm still healthy. I ate food, if that counts for anything.
Good. Usually don't.
Yeah. I got Pancheros, and I'm obsessed with their chips and guac. I'm just gonna use obsessed as much as I can throughout the whole thing. It's really just gonna be a regular conversation between the two of us, but I'm gonna say obsessed more.
You're gonna say obsessed.
Exactly. That's how it is.
Today's show is brought to you by the word obsessed.
Obsessed.
Yeah, you're actually getting paid for every time you say it, I guess.
Feeling completely consumed lately? So are we. That's, yeah. I think one of the reasons that I wanted to talk about obsessions and being obsessed with stuff is because I was just kind of rolling off that conversation from yesterday on Recycled Programs, where we were talking about being so passionate about something that it becomes an obsession and you get lost in it and it does become unhealthy.
Right.
I know it's a little bit of a downer for this for this
No,
podcast.
but I mean, yeah, I'm totally on that, and really, if you want, we can start off with the with the minor and lighthearted obsessions and stair step our way up to the heavy ones.
Sure.
I don't know how you was.
Yeah, that makes
Dr.
sense to
Herman.
me. That
I
makes
forgot
sense.
I haven't respected you in a while, Dr. Herman.
Yes, Mayor Senator Garcia. Senator, Mayor, Governor?
Call me whatever you want.
Okay. I'm not sure at this point.
Please, among you, I'm just Senator Mayor.
Senator, Mayor, Governor? The Honorable Senator, Mayor, Governor? Please.
That's how they call me over in London. They just say governor, though.
Governor. Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So so what are some lighthearted obsessions that you have, Pablo? I know, like, for me, I truly, I can get into it if I want to, but I truly get lightheartedly obsessed about musical theater and stuff like that. Like,
Oh yeah, dude.
obviously musical theater is I'm planning on it being my career and I'm planning on jumping into it, but as far as like actual musicals go, like I don't know everybody's name who has ever been in any production of Hamilton. I don't. But the thing is, I know people who are like that. And
Yeah.
so like
They can tell you which cast this this actor belonged to.
exactly.
At what point of the run?
Yeah, so like I consider myself casually obsessed with musical theater. I could definitely sing to you some of the songs, because I'm casually obsessed with it. I love it.
Yeah, dude, I can't tell you how many playlists dedicated to Broadway musicals I have on Spotify.
Yep. The other day, I don't have Spotify Premium because I'm an idiot who doesn't pay for their music. Like, I don't know what it is with me, but
I haven't switched to premium yet. I feel you. It's okay.
so like because of that, I just get a bunch of random music all the time. You know, you don't always get to pick the music that
Yeah.
you play. They'll shuffle in some other weird stuff, and I have a little bit of a Broadway playlist. But here's the thing, my Broadway playlist consisted of the last 5 years and Newsies. And do you know what the last 5 years and Newsies have in common? Jeremy Jordan. And
Oh, yeah.
and so it spun me on this Jeremy Jordan and Anna Kendrick specific playlist. And so I was listening to
a lot of Pitch Perfect.
Yeah, so I was listening to a lot of Pitch Perfect and Trolls. Yeah, yeah, there you go. And so it was super weird, but I was here for it. I mean, like I enjoyed it. It was fun.
They're great to listen to.
Yeah, yeah. I wasn't upset by any means. So, yeah.
No, I feel you. I usually listen to, when it's not on shuffle for like a whole playlist. Sometimes I just like to listen to a whole album at least. I mean, a whole cast recording. Let me say it properly. A whole cast recording.
Yes. An album. Yeah, no, I enjoy doing that, and sometimes I like specifically will be in the mood to listen to one full musical. And
you close your eyes and try to see how the story is going?
Well, usually I'm driving, so closing my eyes is not a good thing.
No, I'm glad you don't.
But yeah, the point is, yes, I do. And so, like, the reason I was listening to it, so I actually ended up pulling it up on YouTube instead, but I listened to the full soundtrack of the last 5 years on my way from Rockford to Dubuque the other day.
Okay.
And I was just in the mood for it because one of the songs got stuck in my head, and I sang a line. Now, I've directed that show, okay?
Yeah.
So, like, I know that show pretty well, as you know, better than I would if I was just casually obsessed with it. I know that show pretty well, but I sang a line in one of the songs, and I'm like, whoa. Like, as soon as it came out of my mouth, I was like, that's a lot deeper than I thought it was. And so it put me on this whole rabbit hole, and I was just like, well, now I need to listen to the whole thing again. And so I listened to it again. And, you know, even though I'm not completely and entirely obsessed with musical theater in general, there are a couple shows that I'm obsessed with. Like the last 5 years.
I love moments like that, though.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Because I've been revisiting, musicals that I haven't heard in years. And it's always cool listening to it, sometime after, where you start catching different things.
Yeah, absolutely. And
go ahead. Sorry.
No, I'm tacking on to that. You get, as you, of course, grow and, become more mature and have more life experience and stuff like that, you learn more about what's actually being said. Because, okay, so I was talking to Greg earlier, and Greg was talking about how I was talking to him about my musical, and I'm like, there are a few parts of my musical that I'm just absolutely not in love with. I don't like them, and it's making me, hey, Pleasantly Purple, thanks for popping in.
Howdy.
So there are a few parts of my musical that I'm just like, I don't like this. And I don't know how to fix it, but I don't like it, and I'm stuck on it. And it makes me want to stop, but at the same time, I've never finished any project that's this large. I've never just followed through like this. Like with something with our musical that we were writing at one point in time. We just never finished it, Like, so I just want
We've got a lot of that.
Yeah.
We've got a lot of those.
Yeah, exactly. And I just want to complete this project. That's what I want to do. I want to finish it, regardless of how potentially bad it might be.
That's how I felt after Woomates. Not to steer it real quick, but once I finished the comeback, I felt a little more accomplished, and I felt like I could tackle the rest that I didn't do.
Yeah.
I'm assuming you're somewhere there
completely.
Too.
And what I'm saying is, I was talking to Greg about this, and I'm like, I just feel like, it's already going to be garbage before I even get it finished. Like, I already know, I know the end of the road, the end of this project's path before I've even finished it. Whereas with other things that I've done, I've been able to look at it in hindsight and say, oh, these were the things that I could have changed. Where this one,
Right.
I'm like, oh, I really want to change this stuff because I know it's not good, but I'm just pushing through. Just keep it going. And he's like, well, you got to think about it. Like, Jason Robert Brown, and this is where I started the conversation, Jason Robert Brown wrote Songs for a New World. And Songs for a New World is a collection of songs, and each one of those songs was tied to a different failed musical. And all of them are different musicals that he had written that were unsuccessful. And so for the last 5 years, there are 8 songs for a new world. So he's like, don't worry about it. Finish the project, get it done, because you will have stuff that you do like that you will be able to put into something like Songs for a New World, or move into something else. And so, when I think about that, I think of how wise and how experienced Jason Robert Brown is because of all of the work that he's done. And so,
and not everything's going to be a home run.
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly. And so when I see these works that are well done, like the last 5 years, as I grow up and as I mature, I find even more in it. And I'm like, oh my God, he's such a genius. I hate this man.
That's beautiful, though.
It's not even fair. Pleasantly Purple, since you just joined us, we're talking about obsessions today, which obviously our obsessions are very music and theater based, of course. But we're talking about obsessions.
We got some miscellaneous out there, too.
Yeah, some miscellaneous. But we're talking about obsessions from the small to the large, from the meaningless to the overbearing, and so it's a lot. Baseball musical should definitely be a home run. Yeah, I mean you would think it would be.
There's that ostrich from Family Guy in the studio audience going, ha ha,
ha ha. Yes. So yeah, it's definitely one of those things where I'm like, I'm working on it, but I just want to get it done so that I have.
Hey man, diamonds need time and pressure. That's all they need.
Boy, if I haven't had enough time and pressure. But yes. So anyway, that's what we're talking about. Do you have any anybody who's in chat right now? Do you guys have any like minor obsessions that you're like casually obsessed with? Like more than the average person, but it's not like overwhelming. You're not like cramming it down people's throats or anything. Like it's just casual obsessions. I definitely
one thing that I have a minor obsession that I guess snuck up on me. I wasn't aware I had an obsession until maybe a couple weeks ago. And every time I go to Walmart, I always, for some reason, no matter how hard I try to fight against it, I always come out with scented wax cubes.
That's actually great. And I didn't think that's what you were going to say. To be honest, I thought you were going to say Chips Ahoy. But
no, I love Chips Ahoy.
Yeah. No, that's far beyond an obsession.
I'm well aware of my love for Chips Ahoy.
I was like, what does he always bring home from Walmart? And I'm like,
no, it's been more frequent recently. Because I've got a new wax melter, and
it does
I
help.
like smelling nice.
Yeah.
and so I was like, all right, this is citrusy. This is nice. I've been missing this. And then I found all these other ones every time I go by. Apple orchard. I miss that smell. Or pine. Yeah, that's cool. And Jacob, I'm sitting on like 13 or 14 different scents.
Hey, it happens.
I'm a monster.
Help! You're gonna become like one of those hoarders where you can't get off the couch because there's scented wax all over the place, and you're like,
at least I smell nice.
But you at that point you don't smell nice because it's just this barrage of a ton of different smells.
He's walking around all Pepe Le Pew.
You can't discern one from the other. It's just bombarding you with scent, and you're like, ah!
It's an overwhelming potpourri.
Yes. Oh, that's the title of my next musical, Overwhelming Potpourri.
Yes.
I like weird things like that. So yeah, scented wax can definitely become an obsession. Actually, speaking of that, for a very long time, I had an obsession with candles. I'm not as big of
So you get it.
Yeah, I completely understand. I'm not as big of a scented wax person because I genuinely like the animation and the liveliness of a candle because it's actually on fire and the flames dance. It just I don't know, it lights up a room in a different way than just the wax melter does.
I just own a lot of flammable things.
So that's a poor choice. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I completely understand. But I love, there's something about candles that I just absolutely love. And so I had a ton of candles for a long time. And now I don't have any because I'm really, really trying to cut back on things that I don't absolutely need. So, yeah,
Dude, that's one thing I've been trying to do too. I've had better days than others, but I do tell myself I don't really need this.
Yeah.
Because with the whole quarantine and everything, I don't really go out that much. So of course I've been doing more online shopping than what I'm used to.
Yeah.
And of course, more and more suggestions pop up and I'm like, do I really need the whole series of 30 Rock? No.
No, probably not.
But I bought it anyway.
Sad. Come on, Pablo.
Tina Fey and Alec Baldwin, man. There's
No,
there's a lot of bonus features in there.
There's so many bonus features. It's all about the bonus features. Tying it back to obsessions, from that immediate point, when I was a child, I was obsessed with the bonus features on DVDs.
I still am.
Completely. I may be obsessed with all things purple.
No, I don't think so.
Could be a little bit.
There's no such thing as too much purple.
No way. Speaking of which, are you showing up purple on screen, Ma? Because for me, you're showing up purple. So I just wanted to put that out there. But yeah, you could potentially be all things purple. Yeah, excellent. I'm glad. But yeah, I was obsessed with the DVD bonus features, and to the point, I was obsessed to the point of when it didn't have good bonus features. When it just had commentary.
Oh, dude, I live for commentary.
No, commentary's fine now that I'm like an adult person.
Now that I analyze movies.
Now that I analyze movies and enjoy that kind of stuff. But like when I was a kid, I was all about the I Spy games and like the games. Like so some of my favorite were I think, did you ever own the movie Get a Clue?
I did not. No, I didn't own it.
Okay. Have you ever seen it?
I want to say yes, but I may be confusing it with what?
It's like a murder mystery. It's like a children's murder mystery. It's very much like what's the children's book series? Like Junie B. Jones? Is that the murder mystery one?
No, Babysitter's Club?
No, the murder mystery one. I'm thinking of if it's not Junie B. Jones, it's some other woman detective girl.
Oh, Nancy Drew.
Nancy Drew. Thank you. Couldn't figure it out. But yeah, Nancy Drew. It's very Nancy Drew-esque.
No, you know what?
Thanks, pleasantly.
Stupid me.
Yeah.
I am confusing it with the movie Nancy Drew. I haven't seen Get a Clue.
That's super funny. I might have to go back and watch Get a Clue because it's been a very long time since I've seen it. But it used to be a movie that I watched like all the time, and I loved the bonus features on it too. So that was
growing up, I was obsessed with anything mystery related. I love challenging my brain.
Yeah.
So that would have been nice to have growing up. I guess.
Me too. So I'm not embarrassed to announce that I brought from my house to my dorm. I brought the Wii that I grew up with. So
That's great. No shame.
No,
I mean, no judgment. I mean.
Yeah, no judgment, no shame. But I do have to show you that one of the games that I brought with me was I Spy.
Dude,
Because
I love those books.
I love I Spy so much. So that whole mystery and detective stuff and like puzzle solving, love it. I'm totally here for it. I also brought Super Mario Galaxy for Linz and Matt if you guys are watching. But yeah. And
dude, sorry, go ahead. Yeah.
Just to wrap that up, I found out that I haven't played that game since 2013.
Wow.
Yeah, because it has save files on it, and my last save was like July of 2013, and I was like, ooh, like, talk about a throwback. No, but go ahead, Pablo.
It's still somewhere along the topic, but growing up, I was obsessed with true crime shows.
Yeah.
You know, Dateline, Forensic Files, like all these, even the generic ones. I was there for it. You know, most of my time on TV would be like switching to True TV or something like that.
That's actually super funny. See, growing up, my family and I, well, probably me because of my family, because you know that's what was on. We would watch like those reality, I wouldn't call them game shows per se, but like the adventure game shows, like Big Brother,
like The Amazing
Race and Survivor, and like those shows where it was very much a game show, but it was like, you know, a little more reality TV and like that kind of stuff. I was obsessed with all of those. I definitely loved that. And it got me really
engaged. To be obsessed with.
Yeah, it got me really engaged because of the puzzle solving aspects of all of those shows and stuff like that. I really, really enjoyed watching. I mean, I wanted to like audition for those shows because I want to solve those puzzles and stuff. But I really enjoyed watching other people solve those puzzles as well. It was almost just as fun to watch them solve the puzzles as it was to try and figure it out on my own. So, yeah. And then, of course, game shows. I'm obsessed with game shows. Like, my favorite one right now, because I've been watching it more often, is Weakest Link. Because now it's hosted by Jane Lynch. And
I love her.
let me preface this by saying that you know Jane Lynch.
Well, not personally, but yes.
But you're familiar with her work.
Yeah.
Jane Lynch is nice compared to the other host of Weakest Link. Like, I just want to put that out there. Just put that in your mind. So yeah, like the old host of Weakest Link was like total, like, just negative. Everything super negative. It was great. It was awesome. I loved it. And, you know, it was a good game show.
That's great.
Yeah. For sure.
You know, another thing I'm obsessed with and is I don't know, like, I think it's always because I've always been very drawn to color and patterns, but like Mexican art. I'm really into that.
Yeah.
And you know, especially like you've seen it, and you know me, like I'm obsessed with alebrijes, you know, the little, you know, like if you watch Coco, it's the animals in it.
Yeah. I'm sorry to interrupt, but Mom said she was British and mean. So you know. but continue.
So the meanest of the meanest.
Yes. So like Simon Cowell, but a cold woman. Like,
ooh.
Yeah, exactly. Like, yeah. See, it's just not pleasant in your mind. But anyway,
his mother.
Yeah. The art of the alebrijes and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah, no, seriously. And sorry, I got a message.
How dare you?
No, but it's, I don't know, there's something so, you know, it draws you in. I think it's just the vibrancy of it.
Oh yeah. Very inviting. Yeah, that's one of the things that I really liked about Coco was the movie was so inviting. It like, you know, obviously I am not a very, I know a little bit because of things you've explained to me and other stuff that I've seen, but I'm not a huge part of the culture. I don't know a ton about it because I've never really experienced it and that kind of stuff, but it made me want to. Coco was just like, hey, come experience this. And I was like, yes, please. I would love to. and then seeing the behind the scenes shots of them actually, like, it wasn't just the animation. It was actually like the cemetery was based.
It's a different color palette.
Yeah. But the cemetery was based off a real cemetery, and those colors were there, and so it's like, it's not just inviting because it's a Disney movie and it's colorful. No, it's inviting because that's like an inherent part of that culture, which is awesome. Like, I super loved it. It was very beautiful. But yeah, it was pretty awesome. I enjoyed it. So Pablo, do you wanna break out our new thing?
Our new thing? Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So, folks, it's time for a new segment. We're going to do segments now. I don't know why, because this is a podcast, and we decided we could.
Because it's our show and we can.
Because it's our show and we can. So we're gonna do a segment now, and let's hope for the best. So with that in mind, this is our new segment. On this day in history. On this day in history, Mustafa II becomes the Ottoman Sultan in Istanbul on the death of Ahmed II.
Say that 3 times fast.
1695. And so that
And today we have learned something.
Today we've learned something. So that was on this day in history.
Are we worthwhile now?
Do we mean something?
Are the producers pleased? I'm getting a yes.
Oh, good. I'm glad. So we hope you learned something. We certainly did. So yeah.
We learned how to edit that.
Yeah. That's gonna be one of the clips that's in my trailer at the beginning of the beginning of the show. So for those of you who don't know, on Twitch, when you reach affiliate status and all of this kind of stuff, like, it opens a ton of doors. And one of the things that we can have now is a trailer for when my page isn't live, but people want to come see my page. It plays a trailer for them, just kind of telling them what we're about and stuff like that. And so I'm coming up with all kinds of little clips and stuff to put in that trailer and really show off what this channel is about.
I feel like we have new toys to play with. That's the feeling I get.
It's so fun. I'm so excited. Like I said, I'm very obsessed with Twitch and its new features and stuff like that. I'm very excited about it. So yeah,
we couldn't be happier about it.
It's fun. It's a good time. So yeah. So
you know what I'm obsessed with?
What?
I like to think I've done a better job, recently with self-control, but because I definitely buy it less often than I buy wax cubes. But I'm so obsessed with chocolate. I love chocolate.
I get that. I see that.
You know me.
I know you. Yeah. See, but you are the weirdest type of person, and you.
Thank you.
Anytime.
It means a lot.
Of course, absolutely. But you like just plain chocolate.
Not just plain chocolate. I've eaten different types of chocolate.
Yeah, but you like just plain chocolate.
Okay.
I, on the other hand, I don't get the point of just plain chocolate. Like, I have to have, I don't know why, but chocolate to me is a very bland flavor. And so, like, you gotta mix it with something. Like, salted caramel and chocolate is perfect. Like, I love it.
I'm mixing pretzels, dude.
Yeah, pretzels and chocolate, fantastic. But you could just be content sitting there with a Hershey bar And I'm like, how do you eat that? It's I don't know. It's like eating plain ice cream, not vanilla.
I'll tell you how I eat it.
Not, not
Swiftly, happily, and I can sleep easily at night.
Yeah.
Knowing that.
Yeah, I don't know how you do that. Like I said, it's like eating plain ice cream, not vanilla, plain.
Like soft serve or what?
No, it just tastes like milk. Like what? It just I don't think chocolate has.
I thought this was
a
a safe space. I
Well,
feel very attacked right
you
now.
were wrong. I'm sorry. This is not a safe space. But yeah, you know, I just don't get it. I don't think that I don't think that chocolate is a real flavor. Pablo, Hershey's extra creamy milk chocolate. It's not a real thing. It's not. I mean, whatever.
I want to be a spokesperson for Hershey's extra creamy milk chocolate, where it's just the same chocolate, but it's just me on TV going, "Yeah, that's right," or like, "That checks out."
It's just so simple. What a simple advertisement for a simple
I thought you said
product.
stimple.
Yes, stimple. No,
Like stupid and simple. Or...
I do like that. It is stimple. It's stupid simple.
I'm gonna write that down so we don't forget.
That's gonna be another one of
Stimple.
our words. Stimple and
Pomposity and
pomposity. We're the worst.
Oh, we are.
You know.
But you come back, so that's.
What? I don't know.
I was telling the people.
Oh, the viewers. I was like, of course I come back, Pablo. I'm part of the worst.
Otherwise, it's just him.
Oh.
Not the worst yet.
But we're getting close. But yeah. Anyway, so let's talk about let's dive in deep here for a moment.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah. Ooh, we're getting deep today. Let's talk about some more on the verge of unhealthy obsessions.
Unhealthy.
Yes. More on
Ooh.
the verge of, and this can be either in your experience or like a personal obsession of yours, or people who are obsessed with. You know, I'm not gonna call you out on all of your worst habits.
My obsessions. See the thing. I wouldn't. And of course, you know, I understand it sounds obvious that one could deny, and it's a natural thing, but I don't think mine are just, you know, dangerous obsessions.
Yeah, you can quit anytime you want, Pablo.
I could quit anytime I want.
So, yeah, I mean, I have probably a little bit of an unhealthy obsession with like music in a way. I get really into it.
I like the thing you backed out and just said music.
No, I have a really unhealthy obsession with music because so when I start to like write something, or when I get really into analyzing something, I start to not like pay attention to my body and not eat or sleep when I should, or you know, stuff like that. And so I feel like music is one of those things. I feel like with a lot of other things in my life, I'm like, okay, I need to take a break now. But with music, I'm like, nah, power through, let's go. and so I think music has become kind of an unhealthy obsession in my life.
That's been me with, you know,
Angela Lansbury. Yeah, I know.
Yes, Angela Lansbury. I don't know how she does it. And believe me, Bedknobs and Bruces is a underrated movie, and shit deserves more love than it already gets. But I digress.
Wait.
But I digress.
So, Pleasantly Purple, you're basically monk. So, do you have an unhealthy obsession with organization? Is that what you're talking about? Like, I mean, I don't want to call you flat out OCD because you're not really basically monk. You're not like cripplingly in need of like structure like monk is, because you like leave the house occasionally.
But I know, you know, I know that it bothers her if things aren't exactly, neat. So,
Yeah, yeah, and I think that's where you're going with that. Obviously not cleaning. Well, to each their own, I suppose.
they all got to draw the line somewhere. It's
Yeah,
okay.
it is what it is. But yeah, well, we all have our faults.
But
I suppose.
To piggyback on what you said earlier, though.
Yeah, yeah.
That's me when I'm editing images, or even just like adding and working some things for the D&D we do. I can easily get so invested in that. I like you. I forget to eat. I can stay up all night doing it, and luckily I do go to the bathroom because my body still says no, man. You got.
You really gotta go, man.
You gotta take care of this.
You're gonna go one way or another. Like it's gonna happen. You get to choose where.
I'm not on your time, man. You're on my time.
Right? No,
But,
I
no,
get that. When I'm doing something really creative, I guess it's not just music, it's my passion projects. So,
right. Kind of jumping back on Soul, when you're really invested in your art, you find yourself in the zone. You just can't stop.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which can lead to an unhealthy obsession.
Absolutely. It's necessary at certain points, but can lead to an unhealthy obsession. Absolutely.
We just got to know when to balance. And I'll be honest, I don't always know, or like I don't always balance it out as I should.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. An unhealthy obsession that I've always found interesting is
that you have, or
no, that other people have, because I'm puzzled by it. Like,
okay,
I can get obsessed a little bit, like I can get casually obsessed, but like an unhealthy obsession I don't understand. I just don't understand where it comes from. Is an unhealthy obsession with bands and stuff like that.
Okay.
So like, I've been to all of their tours. I've seen them in concert all of these times. I know all of their names and their backstories. I watch all of their videos. They are my life. Like that I don't understand at all. I think that obsession is a weird one. And you know a few of the people I'm talking about when I say that.
Yeah, but I think I don't know, because I always try to look at it from different angles, in which I think that's just the way I see a lot of things. But
yeah,
I can kind of see where one would say, okay, I get it. It's kind of natural.
I don't think it's natural when it gets to the point of like it's a little stalker-ish.
Okay. Yeah. I get that. Yeah.
Like if
100%.
If you like a band and you support them and you want to like know a few things about them, like I know a few things about a couple different bands, but like those are just one-off facts. I don't research their life and find out where they're going to be all the time. Like that's not.
Gotcha.
And that's unhealthy.
The way I was looking at it when you were saying it was, I was just thinking of like, the experts who write, the unauthorized biographies, or, just stuff like that.
Oh no.
But
I'm talking about
absolutely.
Obsessed.
No, yeah, absolutely. That can be very unhealthy.
Yeah, 100%. I think it's a very interesting thing that happens to people who are famous. That is a thing for people who are famous. Like people unhealthily obsess over them in certain cases. And like
dude, a lot have died because of that.
Yeah, exactly. And it's just to me it's incomprehensible. Like I don't understand being obsessed with just another person to that level.
Right.
Like I just don't get it. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, like I love Tom Hanks. I'm not gonna dig through his garbage.
I don't know where he lives. Like I don't even
Damn, he's
know.
too good.
like I love him and I've seen a lot of his movies and I know a little bit about him, but I don't cross the line. Like there's a very clear line where it's weird. It's like when you start writing letters describing in detail how you'll murder his wife so that you can become his secret lover. It's a little obsessive.
Yeah.
It's just it's strange.
I got a lock of his hair.
Yeah.
No.
Ooh, no, that's the other thing that's weird. Anybody who has
That-
that kind of memorabilia of a person is disgusting. In
No,
my
that
book.
that does make me feel very uneasy.
That's not okay. Like, you know, but like artists use it, and that's the thing.
Yeah.
Like, you constantly hear of artists selling. Well, like even so, one thing that has always got me, because it's really close to that but not quite that, is clothes off their back. Because it's clothing that they have physically worn already. It's used clothing.
Yeah.
and that's a little bit weird.
I shop at a thrift store, but I wash everything.
Yeah, it's a little bit weird to me that you're willing to support this artist so much that you literally want to wear their clothing. Not their like clothing brand.
Not their brand.
No, their clothing.
The shirt he just wore at the concert kind of thing.
That's a little weird to me. Unless there's something tied to it. So like I know the Riverhawks and the Aviators and then the Rivets.
Rivets.
Yeah, they at each point did like jersey off their back auctions. And it was to support a cause. So it wasn't so much to support like the players.
Things like that I get.
Yeah, it was an auction. It was a benefit. It wasn't for the players. Like none of that money went to the players. Whereas these artists that are selling their own, you know, bottles of their own sweat and like weird stuff like that, it's like ew. I don't like that at all.
You know, some obsessed fans, some obsessed folks actually send them like locks of their hair, or like I've heard even like ears or teeth. It's crazy. It's insane how far other people go.
I hate it. I just don't comprehend that level of obsessed. That level of obsession is just ridiculous.
Like I said, dude, I'm a true crime junkie. So whenever something like that would be part of the episode, I would always go like, ooh.
Ooh. Just casually looks anyway.
I don't know, man.
It's
I
like
think
when your parents say don't watch and you're like, okay.
You got it, Mom. No, but I think it was just, I don't know. Like I think it was just to make myself feel better. You know, like, well, at least I'm not that guy.
Right. No, I completely agree. Like I for the same reason I like watching Cops, because I'm like, these guys are idiots. Like I'm glad I'm not them right now. Because
I think in Rockford, I usually tuned into Cops just to see maybe, just maybe, one day it'll be someone I know.
Yeah, right? Yeah, of course. That's actually hilarious. I think they had a segment on Rockford. I'm not going to lie.
I would not doubt that for 1 second.
I'm not going to lie. I think they did. But it was like old. So it's nobody that we would have really known.
They should revisit.
Yeah.
They should revisit.
It's probably your friend's parents or something. Like, you know.
Yeah, probably.
That's super funny. Yeah. I don't get the obsession with. So I don't get. To be honest, I don't get the like putting other people or yourself in danger obsessions like that. Like,
what do you mean?
So like the giving people locks of your hair or the asking for it or anything like that. I don't like that. I think that's weird. But I also, even to a slightly lesser extent, don't get the absolute obsession with someone that you're dating.
Okay, yeah.
You know what I mean? Because again, it's tying back to the same obsession of you're obsessed with another person.
Right.
And like as much as I've loved other people and as much as I've been, you know, impressed with and in awe of other people
need space sometimes.
Yeah, I've never been obsessed. I've never been like attached, and I think that's very unhealthy. And so I've never really understood it, but I've also seen it.
Have you ever met those couples that never say I, it's always we?
Yes. Yeah. I have met those couples.
They're one unit.
Usually what's funny is usually it's one person who always says we,
And the other person doesn't.
and the other person is in a very toxic relationship. And so yeah, but I've met those people. I've known those people. I've worked with those people before. I went to school with those people. We went to school with those people.
Don't drag me.
Don't drag me into this. I want no part of this.
It would have been nice if you worded it like, you've seen these people, not we.
Well, I had to do the we because
I know
of the unhealthy obsession with, we've seen those people. But yeah, obsessed to the point of not only like reliance on the other person, but like complete and total infatuation with the other person.
Do you
It's a
ever
little
see
weird.
yourself? Okay, because I feel like, I don't care what kind of person you are. I'm sure everyone's got that breaking point. Like, well, no, everyone does have their own breaking point, but just like as a, let's suppose, what would be your breaking point that would lead you to even have a shrine of someone?
Nothing. Nothing would make me have a shrine of someone. That's borderline insanity. Okay, I'm not gonna lie.
No, exactly. I don't see myself putting up a shrine for anyone, but I just thought, what would be my breaking point? Like it's a thought that even scares me, where I don't even know what my breaking point would be.
No, like, well, I don't know that I have one because I don't think morally or emotionally I would ever be put in that situation.
That's the crazy thing, because there's a lot of things where you think, yeah, never in a million years would I do that, and yet something, I don't know. I think I'm just watching too many psychological horrors.
You're watching. Far
I'm
too
obsessed
many.
with psychological horror.
We know. We can tell. It's very apparent. No, I guess I understand what you're saying, but I can't then answer the question.
Yeah, no, I get that.
You know what I mean? Because it's like, even if there were something out there that could do it, I have no idea what it is. Like, I would never see it coming. It would just happen all of a sudden, and then I'd be insane for the rest of my life, and that'd be the end of me. Like,
you just be in a small chamber room, and you're just not even tied up. You have a shrine, like the whole room is a shrine. You're just singing British nursery rhymes.
I'm singing British nursery rhymes, and it's a shrine of Donald Duck.
Dude,
Yeah.
Donald Duck is my favorite out of the original trio.
Yeah, I know. That's why I brought him into this.
Don't you drag poor Donald into this?
He doesn't even want to get out of bed, let alone. You know the meme of like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that.
But yeah, it would be idolatry. Idolatry.
I'm into idolatry.
I've been to Dollar Tree. No, not Dollar Tree. Idolatry. It's the
my
Apple
bad.
version of a Dollar Tree.
Ooh.
Here.
Damn, Apple, always a step ahead.
Ooh, it's the idolatry. Oh my god, that'd be a great Black Mirror episode.
Isn't it?
Just the pure play on words is hilarious. The idolatry.
Yes.
I'm already here for it. That's a creative gold mine. Let's go.
There we go. Dear Black Mirror, check this out.
Idolatry. Done. Like, that's it. That's all we say. Dear Black Mirror, idolatry.
It'll be a slow burn because they're going to go.
Yes. Yeah. I love that. I love that so much.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, it would be idolatry, and it just goes against like everything I know to be true.
I'm starting to think back now that we're talking about obsessed. There used to be these things on like the Guinness World Records, how it'd be like the biggest fan or the biggest collector of memorabilia of a certain show, or just like there are some fans that are really obsessed, and it's what their only focus is.
Yeah, Yeah.
I guess that's one I do find kind of bizarre.
Yeah. I definitely agree. I find that bizarre.
You know, like everything. I mean everything. You know, their pillowcases, their
Yeah.
their dining room set. You
Yeah,
know,
well, like
everything. Their wallpaper.
you've seen the Nicolas Cage bathroom.
No, what?
Oh my god, that's a thing. That's a thing that somebody did. So it's really not a meme about the Nicolas Cage bathroom so much as it is a meme. It says, "My wife let me decorate the bathroom."
Okay.
And this is how I did it. And the shower curtain plastered with Nick Cage's face. The towels, Nick Cage. The bath rug, Nick Cage's face. Candles in the bathroom were Nick Cage candles. Like, it was all Nicolas Cage.
That is hilarious.
It's so freaking funny. But, like, the problem with that is you can buy a Nicolas Cage bath mat.
What?
Why?
My mind is still stuck on the Nicolas Cage candles. Like how?
No, so the candle is just a white candle, but the actual glass around it has Nicolas Cage in it. Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah. It's
I love that.
it's truly fantastic. But yeah, it's definitely weird. That's for sure. And where that stems from is a little weird too.
I used to think my mom was obsessed with apples, like red apples specifically, because I remember her kitchen for years was red themed. You know, there were like red apple decorations everywhere. It was crazy. I always felt like in that kitchen, I was like in a red themed I Spy book.
That's actually really funny.
And the funny thing is when my family moved back to Mexico, you know, of course they opened up, you know, some old, you know, house decor they had here, you know, like they had these boxes stored up. And dude, now her kitchen is cow themed. There's red and black, like not red and black, there's white and black spots everywhere.
That's hilarious. I mean, okay, so here's the thing. If
No,
it's
like I don't think it's like an unhealthy obsession. It's just I don't know. It was just an aesthetic thing.
Yeah, it's a solid theme. I kind of like that though. I don't think it's unhealthy.
When I was little, I was for sure convinced my mom had this obsession with apples, and I'm like, what's with the apples?
Why? What about a fruit salad, Mom? No.
I like it. Okay, now I wish that, you know, there was a version of a, you know, a 9-year-old me, and like my entire room is just like a conspiracy board. I'm like, what's the deal with the apples? The apples must mean something.
It's gotta mean something.
Meaning that my mother wasn't even obsessed with apples, but that made me obsessed with the thought of what she's obsessed with the apple.
That's great. I love that.
Now part of me wishes that's what my childhood was now.
That's hilarious. So my mom has a slight obsession with snowmen. As you may or may not know.
Yeah, no, but dude, I don't know. It's one of those aesthetic things.
Yeah,
you
no,
know?
100%. But like when it comes to Christmas time, it's all things snowmen.
Yeah.
Which maybe.
Maybe.
Nah.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe. Who knows? But yeah, snowmen, everything. But there are even like some summertime snowmen decorations that we have.
Yes.
Some snowmen that stay up all year round. It's not just a Christmas thing.
Has she ever had that snow globe that's like a snowman in summer, and it's just it's just like the stones and the carrots floating around?
Yeah, we have had multiple of those over the years. They're
I love those. Those are adorable.
They're fantastic. Yes. But of course that means that when watching Frozen, Olaf is her favorite character. So.
Oh, that's a given.
It's a given.
Olaf was. I watched the movie for Olaf.
Come on now, you got it.
Okay, that's what that was misleading. The trailers honestly did make me feel like it was going to be about a snowman and a reindeer.
Me too, 100%. I was
Don't get me wrong.
When I watched Frozen for the first time.
Don't get me wrong. I enjoy it. I enjoy it now, but I was very set on watching this adventure between a snowman and a reindeer.
Yep, me too. I was there for it because all of the trailers did that. All of them. And I was like, this movie is going to be about a reindeer and a snowman, and I loved it. And then, of course not. Of course, that's not what it's about. I was a little heartbroken.
They had to hook you with the with the funny sidekicks that you were gonna fall in love with
before they slam you in the face with feminism. Anyway. Disney princess is not dating princes. The feminists are taking over.
That fine. Dude, there was a time we would watch Vines forever.
We were a little obsessed. We were a little obsessed with Vines and like creepy pastas and stuff like that, like conspiracy theories.
I still listen to those. Okay, dude, that's the thing. I can't tell you how many the amount of podcasts I'm following on Spotify is overwhelming.
I watched something the other day, and by the other day I literally mean like back in September. No.
Oh, like, earlier today.
Earlier today, like 3 months ago, 4 months ago, something like that.
Yeah. What is time?
I watched something. Nothing. Time is nothing. It's a construct. No, but I watched something the other day that was this woman. It was actually on Twitch. It was this woman analyzing a video of so the woman herself is a behavioral analyst.
Okay.
And she was analyzing a video of a woman, and by woman I mean child. Like she got tried as an adult, but she was like 17.
Oh, okay.
And she murdered her parents. And so this behavioral analyst was watching the video of the interrogations of her. Her 3 separate interrogations. The first one just gathering preliminary evidence. The second one regathering that evidence and making sure the story was still straight. And then the third one moving in for the confession because they knew.
Yeah.
And so it was interesting to watch.
Oh, wait, you've shown me this, I think.
I might have. I might have showed you this video. But it was very interesting to watch that video, and it reminded me of something that we would do with like Steven and Ramon and stuff like that. We'd watch that type of stuff.
Yeah,
and just get
absolutely.
into it and dive deep. But it is pretty interesting because as an actor, I'm like, oh yeah, that makes sense. You know, like what? So like that thing. What do you play when you're trying to play drunk? When you're trying to play drunk, you try to be sober. Yeah. And so it was that kind of thought that like I was watching this with. It's like, oh, the behavioral analyst is going, okay, this person is lying because these things are truthful. And I'm like, ooh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Like I dove into it. I was like, ooh,
those people are magicians at that.
Yeah, they are, and they're so good. And the behavioral analyst was not only watching the murderer's body language, but then she was explaining it. But then she was also watching and explaining the interrogator's body language and how that affected the entire interrogation sequence.
Yeah,
I was really into the video. Clearly,
I remember that now. That was insane.
It was pretty awesome. I liked it a lot. But yeah.
Sorry, go ahead. I'll let you finish.
No. That was the end of my thing.
Cause I was just remembering, what's an obsession that I've been noticing a lot more and more recently, like not like recently as in the past couple months, but in the past, I don't know, 2 years, I've definitely seen more and more of a big interest, or at least, public obsession of people are really obsessed with serial killers. And you see it now with, especially, Hollywood is taking over that too. Like they start milking it. They make shows. Netflix is pumping out more and more serial killer content. And it's, I don't know, like, I don't know exactly how it happened. Like when did it start, becoming this giant, this giant thing everybody's really obsessed with? Because I get it, the whole, the whole suspense and the thriller of it, and the whole romanticized aspect. Yeah, I get it. I'm not made of stone. I definitely get the what draws you in, the appeal of it. But there are people who are like really, really obsessed about it.
No, okay, so I took research writing a lot of times.
Yeah.
And by that
So
I
have
mean
I.
like 3 times I took that class.
Yeah, no,
And you know how
I
it
feel like
is.
that.
At the beginning of every class, they're like, "What interests you enough to write a paper about it?" And
There's
was
at least
always
5 different people.
Yeah, there were always a few people who were like, "I could write a paper about serial killers," and I'm like, "That's what you want to talk about all semester? Like that's what you want to dive into?"
By my third time around, and I'm not even ashamed at this point. By my third time
Third
around,
time's a charm.
around research writing, like there were like 3 people saying, "Oh, I'm gonna write about serial killers," and I'm gonna, and I went, "Let me guess, why they kill?" And then they went, "Yeah, how'd you?" And I was like, I've seen this before.
Yeah, right. And it's like for the professors, it must be daunting because
No,
it's
and
the
that's
same thing
that's
over
the thing.
and over again.
Professors always say, no matter what class I was in, they would always say, "All right, so I need, I want to hear your thoughts on like what you want to write. What's something you feel comfortable and confident about writing, this much and researching this much." And of course, they always say, "Please don't make it about abortion. Please don't make it about the legality of marijuana. Please don't make it about these things." They hear it every time.
Yeah.
And it just, there's only so many times you can redo this.
Yeah, no, I get it. Yeah, and there are only so many sources out on a bunch of
Yeah,
different
no, you're gonna get
things.
the same paper
So
eventually.
it's like
Yeah.
you're gonna get the same paper. So yeah, I completely get that. But serial killers are interesting to me because like my thing with serial killers is I never got into the real, like you're really into true crime. I never got into the real serial. Oh boy.
Serial?
Done. I never got into real serial killers. Still can't say it. It's fine.
I understand what you're saying.
We'll be fine. We're okay. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
We'll fix it in post.
That was the best. That's.
We'll ADR it.
Hold on. I gotta do that. But I've never been obsessed with true serial killers, but I have been obsessed with things like Criminal Minds.
Yeah.
Which is the same, but it's all fictionalized.
Right. Yeah, but it's still the same appeal. It's still the same thing that draws you in. Just in a different circumstance.
Yeah, I had to add that quote.
We'll fix it in post.
So there we go.
That's great.
Yeah. This
is quote 68.
Yeah, this is quote 68. Lord knows. But when Matt gets back on, that'll be real funny because he'll just quote us on something and not even knowing.
That's great.
That'll be awesome.
Excellent.
Excellent. But yeah.
That's another thing I'm mildly obsessed with. Just a pin there. We'll come back. But I think I realized I'm mildly obsessed with is The Simpsons. But
I was gonna say cartoons in general because it's not just The Simpsons. Like you get into a lot of different cartoons.
I'm running on nostalgia right now, so I'm very obsessed with it.
100%, and that's totally fine. Like I'm not judging you at all.
Oh no, I'm letting my freak flag fly, man.
Heck yeah, man, do it. But yeah. Anyway, with that pin in mind, I think we're gonna take just a short break here. So don't touch that dial. Don't step away. We will be right back after this short break.
Some. Until I first met you, I was lonesome. And when you came inside, dear, my heart grew light and this whole world seemed new to me. You're really swell, I have to admit you deserve expressions that really fit you. And so I've racked my brain hoping to explain all the things that you did to me. Call me Mr. Shane, please let me explain. Call me Mr. Shane, means you're grand. Call me
I'm Patty.
I'm Maxine.
And I'm Laverne.
I could say Bella, Bella, even say wonderbar. Each language only helps me tell you how grand you are. I've tried to explain, me if it's too shame. So kiss me, kiss me, kiss me, so that you will understand.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back. We are here once again talking about weird obsessions. This may be a simple chord progression, but it helps me when I tell my weird obsessions. I'm obsessed with cats and dogs and flowers and trees and cake and fruit and birds and bees and bikes and bats and books and beds and hair and heads. I'm obsessed with chairs and pins and tights and rocks and songs and games and swords and socks and planes and trains and buses and cars and putting my leg on ballet bars and weird obsessions. Oh, weird obsessions. I'm obsessed with cards and hats and cups and pens and tea and fruit and a contact lens and ruby and olive and violet and fawn and oh wait, that's another song and chords and tapes and rain and snow and nails and dice and chips and afro lights and coins and shelves and wires and sheets and tires. Oh, weird obsessions. Oh, weird obsessions. Dogs, trees, fruit, bees, bats, beds, hair, heads, pins, rocks, games, socks, trains, cars, ballet bars, hats, pens, combs, lens, violet, fawn. That's still wrong. Wires, tires, snow, pro. That's just how my song will go. And oh, weird obsessions. Oh, weird obsessions. Oh, weird obsessions. Oh, weird obsessions.
Dr. Jacob Herman. Dr. Jacob Herman with that lovely throwback, Weird Obsession.
Weird obsessions for our obsession stream. It needed to happen. All right, talk to the pretty folks while I put my guitar back away.
All right, cool. So, Legend of Linz, nice to have you back. That phone case, yes, this is my phone case. It's the Canadian flag. Speaking of obsessions, yes, I'm not ashamed to say it. I've got a mild to moderate obsession with Canada.
Mild to moderate is putting it lightly.
Putting it lightly. I do wish to become a Canadian citizen someday.
Don't we all?
Yep, that's on my bucket list.
Are you guys...
Not even bucket list. That's on my plan. There we go.
Legend of Linz, are you guys done playing Catan, or are you still hanging out playing? She's not even in chat because they're playing. I'm just kidding.
Oh, that's okay.
But
I don't blame her.
But yeah, thanks for coming in and dropping by during that weird obsessions break. I just thought it was appropriate since we're talking about obsessions today.
No, right, and it's also good fan service for the people who were here since the very beginning.
Like the people like Matt who have been here since birth, pretty much. We were in the middle of actually talking about Criminal Minds and how I really enjoy that show because it focuses, just like the title implies, on the actual minds and the actual behavior and the thought process.
Right.
But something that I don't like, and something that I like about Criminal Minds, is they don't fantasize. They don't make
romanticize.
Right? That's the word I was looking for. Thank
you.
They don't.
I got you.
They don't romanticize it, whereas other serial killer documentaries and stuff like that will romanticize a lot of aspects of it, and I think that's when the obsession with serial killers can get a little bit scary. So, as much as I like Criminal Minds and stuff about serial killers in that respect, I don't think I would say that I'm obsessed with them, because I feel like an obsession with serial killers is when you start to romanticize it.
Yeah.
And, I've watched a lot of Criminal Minds. It doesn't make me want to go out and kill people.
No, I hope not.
and I truly hope that watching a serial killer documentary, and even the ones that romanticize it, doesn't make you want to go out and kill people either. But with some people, I'm a little worried.
Go ahead.
With some people, I'm just a little worried. I know some serial killer enthusiasts, and I'm like, okay. But yeah, jumping on that, what were you gonna say, Pablo?
Jumping on that, do you remember? It was back in 2011?
Pablo, I barely remember yesterday, let alone 2011. Okay.
But remember, there was a guy who was like obsessed with the Joker and went to the movie theater. Do you remember that?
No.
There was the shooting at the movie theater.
I do remember a shooting at a movie theater. I didn't know it tied to Joker, but continue.
Because the guy was the Dark Knight.
Rises?
I'm still on. Yeah, but screening. Yeah, I was gonna say opening night. I'm like, that's not it.
Got you. Screening.
But he dyed his hair like clown red, and he shot like 12 people.
Yeah. Is this the same movie theater shooting that I'm thinking of?
Yeah,
I think
so.
Because I do remember there being a huge shooting at a movie theater around that time, and so it must be the same one that we're talking about. I didn't realize it tied to the Joker, though. I'm surprised.
There was something weirdly correlated with it.
Yeah, that's interesting. For those of you who are just joining us, we are here talking about obsessions. This episode is called So Obsessed. And we're talking about obsessions all the way from the minuscule obsessions to where you're very fond of something and you could probably tell us a few facts about it, to the major obsessions that are more of a consuming force in your life. It causes you to not be able to eat or sleep or function like a regular human being because you're
just
so
takes
obsessed.
Over your whole life.
Yeah, it just takes over. We're rolling on the conversation from yesterday that we had about the movie Soul. And about how sometimes souls can get lost because of these obsessions and stuff like that. So if you're in chat with us, we'd absolutely love for you to drop some of your obsessions if you're interested in sharing those with us, whether they be the tiny ones or the larger ones that might be a little unhealthy, but you don't have to be embarrassed to share those with us. We have shared all of ours, and Pablo has shared his love for just regular old milk chocolate, and I think that's weird. So
you're still not off of that.
I'm still not off of it. But as long as I can make fun of you and not the fans, that's what counts, right?
You know what? That's a sacrifice I'm willing to make.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. So feel free. I will only make fun of Pablo's weird obsessions. Feel free to drop your obsessions in chat. We'd love to hear it. And participate in the chat with us. We'd love to be here for you.
Right.
But yeah, you were talking about Joker. Was there an end to that, or did you finish it? I think
That was about it.
Okay.
No, yeah, that.
Because along with Joker, it just obviously it brought up the idea that people can get too into their part.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh, yeah,
with,
yeah,
with
yeah.
like
absolutely.
Heath Ledger and stuff like that. People can get obsessed with their work to the point, especially as an actor. There's this thing called, oh man, I just lost it because I'm not one. But it's it's like Miser, but what is it? Or Meisner, not Miser, but Meisner.
Stanislavski?
No, Meisner.
Oh, they're thinking about like a different. Sorry.
No, it's his technique. It's the actors that are only in their role. Method. It's method. That's what it is. They're method actors. I couldn't think of the word for it for the life of me. I'm an actor. I'm a professional. I should know this. But it's because I'm not a method actor. It's because I can very easily take myself right out of that moment and calm myself down and get myself out of it. But some actors...
I don't go Daniel Day-Lewis on it.
Yeah, Daniel Day-Lewis is one. Jim Carrey.
That just sounds like something that would eventually kill me.
Yeah, exactly.
I know myself.
And in some people's case, it does. It does kill them. And that's where that obsession, it becomes an obsession instead of just a passion. And it really does consume your life to the point where you can't truly function as a human being, which is a little too bad, obviously.
Oh yeah.
It's upsetting when actors die because they're just doing what they love to do, That's not cool. But, hey, Matt! Thanks so much for the raid!
Matt! Welcome to the party!
Thanks so much for coming in here, Matt. You're raiding with a party of 3. It's a party! Thanks so much. I hold on. I want to play you, hold up. I gotta do this.
Are you gonna do the song again?
Yes. No, I'm gonna do this.
From the top!
It's a Matt raid. It's Matt raid. Matt's raiding with a party of 3. It's a Matt raid. It's Matt raid. He's partying with all of us and me. Woo! Thanks for the raid, Matt. I'm so sorry that you lost in Catan, though. That is a little upsetting.
I had no idea what to do, so I just did a dance.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I had no idea what to do either. I made it up literally on the spot. I've seen all of these streamers do like raid songs, and I'm like, I want to do that. So I did.
All right.
It was fun. But I just realized that you might not be able to hear me because I'm literally on the other side of my room talking
No, I can still hear
away
you.
from my mic. But thanks so much.
Wow, you sound like you're just on the other side of the room.
Whoa! No, thanks so much for the raid, Matt. I appreciate it. Thanks for coming in, even after
Always
your,
great to have you.
Poor loss. Did Lynn's win? Because if Lynn's won, then we're here for it. Like, good for you, Lynn's. Then we don't care about you, Matt. It's Lynn's day. Like, but yeah, thanks.
I care about you, Matt. You being a mod and everything.
Yeah, you being a mod. But thanks so much for the raid, Matt. We appreciate you bringing your peeps over here. We're talking.
What do you mean, your peeps?
His peeps.
Yeah, but what do I mean, your peeps?
Okay, not you peeps. Your peeps. No, we played twice, and our other friends each won once. Oh, well, that's not even fun.
You know how to be a good host.
Yeah, there you go. That's great though. So for a long point in my life, I loved board games. I was almost, let's say, obsessed with them, and I
miss board games.
I was super good at board games too for a long time, and it got to the point where I was too good, and people didn't want to play board games with me that often, and I was like, okay, I get it.
You know, I'm always down for board games.
Yeah.
My knowledge on video games is very limited because I've taken all that time and energy into board games.
Yeah. Another game that I brought with me, actually, now that we talk about it, is this. Because It has board games on it, like Clue,
Hey,
Life, Mousetrap,
nice.
and Twister. I don't know how you play Twister on the Wii. I've never understood it. It's like, what's the point even? But yeah, I played board games to the point where it wasn't fun for other people anymore. And then recently, I have not won a board game in forever. I play board games consistently now, and I'm constantly losing. It's really quite fun. I'm still pretty good at board games, but I have consistently lost the board games that I play recently. Like when we played Trains and when we played Clue, and I lost all of those times. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Hey, they're not all gonna be winners.
Yeah, no, not at all. But for those of you who are unaware, blissfully, because you know what type of show this is, we're talking about our obsessions today. We are talking about little obsessions to the point where it's just like, hey, I know a few facts about this, and I think they're interesting. I'm quirky. And all the way up to big obsessions that can completely consume your life, and you can barely function as a human being without thinking about them or anything like that. So,
not throwing anybody under the bus.
Matt, no, I'm just kidding. No, but seriously, if you're in chat with us, we'd absolutely love to hear what your obsessions are. Be they weird or not, we won't judge. I'm only judging Pablo. I'm only making fun of Pablo in these situations. Pablo is obsessed with milk chocolate, and I don't get it. I just don't get it. I think he's weird.
I'm obsessed with chocolate in general.
Matt, you know you don't have to pick just one. You know that you can put all of your obsessions paragraph form. Let's
drop
go.
the list, baby. Let's see it.
Let's hear them. But yeah, I'm here for all of your obsessions, Matt. Let's go. But yeah, so we're talking about some weird obsessions, and we might even be doing a little thing later if you guys want to stick around for it. We've got a little game planned that has to do with obsessions. So, well, it all started when I was 5. Well,
let me get the notebook.
That's great. So you want to know the funniest thing ever, Pablo? I said, so if you guys want to stick...
It did start at 5.
No. The funniest thing ever was I said, so if you guys want to hang out until a little bit later, we'll be playing a game that has to do with obsessions. And our viewership dropped from 9 to 4. So 5 people left as soon as I said that. And I was like, oh, okay. I feel hurt, but that's fine.
The producers are saying cut the game.
Cut the game. Cut the game. It's not reading well with our test audiences. But yeah, anyway, just, a petty thing.
How do you picture our producers? Because I have a very clear image.
Pablo, I am our producers. What are you talking about?
Because the way I see it was, do you remember the opening to Mrs. Doubtfire?
Yes.
Where Robin Williams' character, he's voicing this character, doing some ADR.
Oh,
and he says you can't make him smoke. This is a children's show, and he let's ask the producers. And it's this booth that they're in, and they're all smoking, and they have dry look in their face. I'm like, that's what I imagine our producers to be.
That's great. They're doing exactly what we're talking about not doing. It's fantastic. And they all look super serious about it. Because that's the type of producer that we need. A very, very serious producer.
Yes.
So Matt, you're obsessed with White Claw. I'm here for it. I like a few of the flavors. I like what is it? Is it black cherry or is it raspberry? No, they have
black
both.
Cherry.
They have both the black cherry and raspberry. I like black cherry, raspberry, and lime, but I do not like the peach one, and that's because I just don't. Or is it mango? I don't know. It's one of the two.
There's been so many.
Peach or mango.
I'm sorry, real quick. I'm laughing because Matt says, "Can I be Scooter the Muppet?"
Yes.
You can be any Muppet you want, Matt.
Pablo, speaking of Muppets,
I love the Muppets.
It's not unhealthy. It's a pretty healthy obsession with the Muppets. I think he knows just enough without it being weird, and I think he's into it just enough without it being weird. I don't know
who all the puppeteers are. No.
Yeah, right, exactly. And you don't know when each of them first appeared, and
no,
you don't know all of that.
I'm blissfully obsessed with the Muppets.
But at the same time, you're into it to the point where, like, you know how to control the Muppets. You know the basics of puppeteering and stuff like that, which I think is really quite fascinating. And
Oh, thank
so
you.
You're drinking the mango now, Matt. I'm not as into the mango one. I really do like the black cherry and the raspberry and the lime even. But no,
Yeah.
not the mango.
No, like I'm pretty easy with White Claws.
Yeah, White Claws are great. I wouldn't say I'm obsessed with them, but they're
It's not
great.
the first thing I grab, but yeah, I'm easy with them.
Yeah, you know. But yeah, I think Pablo has a healthy obsession with Muppets.
Thank you.
Anytime. Actually, just puppets.
Thank you for not judging me on this one.
Yeah, of course. And actually, I wouldn't even say just Muppets. I think it's puppets in general because you tend to have this, knowledge of multiple different styles of puppets.
There was a time I used to
and
teach
stuff like that.
puppetry. Little
Yeah.
shameless plug, but there was a time I used to teach puppetry.
Yeah, and so that's why I think it's healthy. You know, I think it's cool, especially since you could potentially use it as a career in the future. You know?
I haven't made a puppet in a while. That's something I
Well,
should get back
get
to.
on it.
You know, finally, I think I can do my lifelong idea, not lifelong, but just like years long idea of making Muppets version of ourselves. Dude, let's do an
I was
episode.
just about to say,
Let's make a Muppet episode where it's just our Muppet version.
except I have yours and you have mine. This is great. I love this.
Finally, we get to voice each other. I'm down for this.
You mean I'm gonna be played by a Mexican?
And Matt, you're still gonna mod, but I'm gonna send you a Matt Muppet just so you can do it.
Just the do-it-yourself at home kit. Like, it's just eyeballs, felt, and glue. Good luck.
It's just a glove.
Only if Jacobs has a fedora. He has a point.
Okay, yeah.
I was mildly obsessed with fedoras for a while. I was maybe uncomfortably obsessed with fedoras for a while.
You just unlocked a memory, but yeah, you're right.
You're
I remember
welcome.
you used to have so many fedoras.
Yeah. I had a good 20 of them. And there's a
You
whole...
even made a video,
Yep.
didn't you?
Yep.
Yeah.
It's our most popular video on YouTube.
Pleasantly purple, mildly.
Shut up! Get out of here! Can I be the old guys heckling you? Yeah, Stadler and Waldorf.
Oh, dude, yes. That's one thing, because you've seen the UD theater, the Butler stage. That theater is perfect for installing a balcony with Statler and Waldorf.
You know that balcony's already been installed now, and there's an organ sitting on it,
Yes.
right? Okay, cool. I just wanted to know.
We'll find a way to like do it on the other side.
I keep using these funny words like mildly. That's true.
But
you know?
but you just unlocked a memory. I don't know why. I think it was just because I saw it in Toy Story. You know, no, it was 100% because I saw it in Toy Story. But before Trolls became like this whole Anna Kendrick thing, I used to like the little troll dolls because they, you know, they were, I don't know, I think it was just something so quirky with like all these themes and like outfits they would come in.
That is funny. I don't remember the troll dolls. I never really had them. I
I'll send you a
remember
picture.
them. I remember
okay,
them,
but-
but I never had them. And
Yeah.
so like I didn't know the extent of the troll dolls, I guess.
Gotcha. Yeah, no, there was a weird period in my childhood where that was a thing. Like I collected those.
That's interesting. Were they like the Village People? They all had different occupations.
They all had different occupations. some were like different movie themes, and I was like, that's pretty cool.
Oh, so
I think-
they're like pops, but
It was
more generic.
They were my pops before pops were a thing.
That's great. Wait a second. I've been demoted to Gen Z?
For not recognizing trolls.
Okay, hold on. They were part of Toy Story. I definitely had Woody and Buzz. I just didn't have the troll dolls. Get out of here. No, I actually am officially recognized as part of Gen Z. So I'm just an
Really?
old Gen Z.
See, for me, I don't know if it's just because every time I look at like a chart, the information's slightly different, so it always changes for me.
Yeah, so that's because we're so tied into the current generation. But that's because things are changing because it's our livelihood.
Right.
But technically 95 is the cutoff for Gen Z. So you are the oldest Gen Z.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. That's what I'm gonna go with now.
Yeah. That's what I've seen. And then anyone who is born after I really can't use English words today. I'm having a hard
I can't
time.
English today.
It's tough. Anyone born
You should try it in Spanish.
Yeah, pretty much, Matt. They're kind of in the middle. But here's the thing. The thing I find interesting is I forgot that generations continued after us. I thought Gen Z was the current generation, but actually anyone born after 2001, or specifically after September 11th, 2001, anyone born in a world without the Twin Towers is Gen Alpha.
See, I was gonna ask, what's gonna come after Z?
Yeah, Alpha. They're going to Greek now.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm here for it.
I don't like it being alpha.
The next generation we can call a bunch of betas, so it's fine. What are you, a beta? Yeah, that's what I thought.
Some douchebag in the back going, bottoms.
Oh, just like all the frat guy in me just went beta.
I didn't even mean to make it that.
No, but like that's it. Just all of the inclination arose in my body. If there's a baby bus in 20 years, they're gonna be called busters. Okay.
Please.
I want the generation that happens in 9 months to be called the Coronas or something like that, you know.
Hear me out. Instead of boomers, zoomers.
Well, that's what they call Gen Z. They call Gen Z zoomers. Yeah.
Damn. Well, okay, long as it's a thing.
Well, fine.
We're zooming right now. Fine, I guess I'll take it.
Like a typical Gen Z complaining about it all the way.
While on a Zoom call.
Yeah.
Fine, I guess I'll take it.
My niece was just born a few weeks ago. 100% of COVID, baby. Yeah, absolutely.
Quarantots? Who said quarantots?
Quarantots! I'm here for it, yes. The quarantots.
My nephew, we actually we've never called him by his actual name. We've been calling him Quarantino, just like Quarantino. Me not being an asshole, I just call him Tino, but I still don't drop it.
That's great, because his name is nothing like that.
It was originally going to be Pandemio, but that sounds like an old guy name, so we went for Quarantino.
It also sounds just slightly like Pandejo.
Get over here.
They call me Pandejo here.
That's one of those jokes that I was glad they brought back in Big Mouth. DJ Pandejo here.
Oh, it's so funny. But yeah, anyway. So, things we're obsessed with. I don't know.
Right.
Are we still talking about obsessions at this point? I don't even...
It ebbs and flows.
Yeah, right? So, would you guys, I guess, how many people are in chat right now? I don't really know. Matt?
Say present or raise your hand.
I know. Yeah, raise your hands. No, Matt, I know, is in chat. I assume Pleasantly Purple is in chat. Linz, are you in chat too? I would love to see if you are. She's gone. She hates me.
She's the one that left when you mentioned the game.
She was like, nah, forget these guys. I can't handle that.
Not today.
Not today. Wait, they do games on this channel? I'm out. like the game was the deal breaker. Not us, but the game.
Wow, they've jumped the shark already.
They're not even one season in, and
they're grasping at straws. What am I doing here?
It's finished. I'm done. I can't. Okay.
I guess it's just Matt.
I guess it's just Matt and Pleasantly Purple, which is okay. So do you want to do it, Pablo, or not?
Why not?
Okay, why not? So do you want me to leave the room?
Oh yeah, how does this?
I don't know. So here's what I can do. I can on my screen hide chat. You can see chat, right?
I can, yes.
Okay. So
I guess I'll just have your word that you're not reading chat.
yeah. Well, it wouldn't be fun if I was reading
Right.
chat.
Okay. Good.
Oh, I guess I have to hide it on my phone too. I realized that it was.
That's right. Give me your phone.
Here.
Thanks.
Anytime. It was sloppy. It wasn't one of our best.
It was. No, it could be better. But
okay, so the name of this game is called Therapist. And we thought it would be a good game to bring out because we're talking about obsessions a lot. And my character is going to be obsessed with something. And
right.
From here on out, I will let Pablo explain everything and get on that train. But in order to not really hear what's going on, I am going to take my headphones off. So just wave when it is time for me to come back. I will not be able to hear you. Okay?
Okay, sounds great.
Excellent.
So, real quick, let me just switch into something more appropriate. I've got a therapist office somewhere in here. This will do. So, welcome to my office, guys. And so the way this game works is I'm going to ask a suggestion from the audience. Now, Jacob has a weird obsession that goes in 3 parts. You know, he's obsessed with an object, a common object, a small object that it's easy for you to manipulate or move. The other suggestion is a part on his body, and the other one would be a physical location. For example, you could say that Jacob is obsessed with, yes, Matt, with drugs. Well, but more specifically, let's make it more accurate, like more honed in. Let's say pills. He's obsessed with pills, and he sticks them up his nose in the middle of Wrigley Field. There we go. So that's the thing that I'll be asking from you guys. You know, I'll be asking for an item, I'll be asking for a body part, and I'll be asking for a physical location. And Jacob has to guess, given with the clues and questions I ask him, what his obsession is. So this will be fun. Wow, Matt, you're really on this. All right, sure. We'll make it tampons. All right, cool. So thank you, tampons. So Jacob is obsessed with tampons, but where does he like to, put it on his body? Would it be like, would he want it on his elbow? Does he stick them in his ear? What would be a very interesting body part for him to be obsessed with? I'll give you some time to think about it. While you're thinking on that, Matt, or anyone else who's watching, feel free to comment in and suggest your own input. But belly button, that's awesome, Matt. Thank you. So Jacob is obsessed with sticking tampons in his belly button, and in what location would that be? He's really he's very particular doing this activity in a certain place. What is that place? Wish we could have some waiting music at least. We'll refine this in future installments. But so, Matt or anyone else who's watching, what is a good place, a geographical location in which Jacob could be doing this weird activity of sticking a tampon in his belly button? Auburn High School Theater. This will be interesting. All right, cool. So what I'm gonna have you do, Matt, is and everyone else who's watching, just spam this chat until it the suggestions have disappeared on the actual chat or on the screen. But this is gonna be fun. Let's see. Jacob, wait, no, he can't hear me, so I'll wave. Maybe he's watching this. Jeez.
All right, so I'm still not looking at chat.
Perfect. Don't.
Okay, excellent. So, with that in mind, I'm so glad you could see me on such short notice. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Dr. Herman, nice to see you.
Well, yes, I'm glad we're both doctors.
Yes, doctor.
Yes, doctor.
I'm Dr. Garcia, and
Dr. Garcia, thank you so much for seeing me. Like I said, on such short notice, it's just really been bothering me.
right, I'm happy. I'm here to help, and you know, you're a close friend of my colleagues, so I've taken a great interest. So why don't we start with this? When would you say this obsession started with you? It is very bizarre.
Well, yeah, absolutely. I'd say that I've been dealing with it for at least since puberty. I mean, like, it just, as people develop, these natural feelings happen. And so it was something to relieve the tensions, I suppose, I guess.
Right. Okay. So would you? So this problem of yours has been, let's say you found yourself in this flow, right? You found yourself in this that very unpleasant flow.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you want to you trying to find a way to stop it, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
You need some help stopping this.
Well, of course. Which I mean, yes, of course. So obviously, the natural thing I would go to is a tampon,
Right.
So
right. Yes. Exactly.
So
we finally addressed the problem. I'm glad you can finally mention it.
It does feel good to just confess it, to be honest.
Right, but look, I got to tell you, it's very harmful for you. Okay, you've been arrested 3 times for doing this. It's not very natural for you to. And really, it's really the place you do it. I mean, it's where you put these tampons.
I'm just saying they're very useful for a lot of reasons. I mean, I've heard that even putting them up your nose is good to stop bloody noses.
See, it would be great if it was just up your nose, sir. But the fact that you have to, disrobe to do it, I just can't fathom that in a public place.
Well, I guess. It's just something that I've always felt like I needed to do.
Is it so you could feel connected to your mother? I understand that you have some mother issues.
Well, yeah.
I have it here on your file. And that's one thing you were trying to address.
Absolutely. And it's with the connection to the womb and everything. It's
right.
Just putting the tampon in my belly button just makes me feel so much better.
Dr. Herman, you just got to cut the cord sometimes, and I'm glad you're finally addressing this. And that's the first step. Now, if you could only do it, maybe for starters, somewhere more private, not.
But I have tried more private places.
Not in front of 300 people. Not in front of, these kids. These are underage people. Like people come here to have fun and enjoy something, not.
Listen, Chuck E. Cheese is for adults too.
It'd be great if it were Chuck E. Cheese, but you stopped, you stopped Little Shop of Horrors halfway through just to do it. These kids shouldn't be exposed to this kind of thing, and especially, sir, I gotta say, it's very disrespectful to me as a former knight. No. I am very, very disappointed.
Well, okay, but sometimes you just have to do some risque stuff and push the envelope, especially in the Auburn Theater. Okay.
Well, I'm glad we're able to address the situation, and I think we made some great strides, and we can fix this. And hopefully make some more digging next session.
It feels so good to be able to confess the fact that I just put tampons in my belly button in the Auburn Theater.
And like I said, the first step is admitting it. And look at that, our time is up. Let's continue this next Tuesday, shall we?
Sounds great. Thank you, Doctor.
And thank you, Matt.
Yeah, thank you so much. I'm gonna pull up chat now. That was super fun.
It has been so fun. I didn't realize how rusty I was at improv. I missed doing this. I mean, hopefully in future tries I'll start feeling like I'm back in it. But I gotta admit that felt a little rocky.
That was fun though. I thoroughly.
No, I had a lot of fun. It was great. I miss doing improv so much.
Thank you all. Thank you, Matt, so much for your suggestions, and thanks for watching.
I just realized that pomposity. That's funny.
Yeah. Did you? You can read it now, right?
Yeah, I can read it.
Yeah. couldn't read it before, but it's finally readable as an emote. Which
What's
is
the
nice.
other?
The other emote is not ours. It's
I was gonna say.
it's Bible Thump. It's a common emote.
Gotcha.
But yeah, thank you guys so much for that. That was super fun. I thoroughly enjoyed it, and it just
I did
went
too.
hand in hand with obsessions. We weren't even planning on doing that today. That's why it's improv. But yeah, it was super fun, and what a ride that was too. Of course, it was the Auburn High School Theater.
I was trying.
Time.
I was trying to be. That's the thing. It's harder trying to be like a therapist and not be your father or parent who's really,
Yeah.
really upset with you.
For
but,
sure. So Matt wants to see it one more time, but switch positions. Is there a way
Oh
you
my
can
God.
do that? Is there...
Yes. I'll just turn off my chat and take my headphones off.
Okay.
This is gonna be fun.
Can you hear me at all?
I'm sorry. What?
I said, can you hear me at all?
No. But I want you to wave. Do this thing when you need me to come back.
Yeah, for sure. Will do. Alrighty. So, ladies and gentlemen, just like before, if you're interested in giving some suggestions, we would love some suggestions. So Pablo, his character here, is going to be obsessed with doing something with a household object. So let's do something from the kitchen, perhaps. What kitchen item is Pablo obsessed with? We need a kitchen item, an item from the kitchen. The grater. Okay, excellent. Sounds great. I heard grater. That's how improv people do it. They go, I heard. Even though, it's written in chat. Okay, so Pablo is going to be obsessed with putting the grater somewhere on or in his body. So I just need a body part or a location on the body, even if it's as specific as like left or right or, anything like that. I need some sort of body part for Pablo to be obsessed with grating in this case. Which will be amazing, of course. And let's try to steer clear of belly button too, because I know we've already used it. So, what is Pablo obsessed with grating? Grating, not grating. Left big toe nail. Ooh, so specific. I love it. Left big toenail. Excellent, thank you so much. And then of course, just like before, Pablo is gonna be obsessed with grating his left toenail. I'm sorry, his left big toenail. He's gonna be obsessed with grating his left big toenail somewhere in a location. Guantanamo Bay. Oh boy. Okay, so that's gonna be funny. It really pushes my limits of knowing what Guantanamo Bay is. We're gonna roll with it. So I heard Guantanamo Bay. So we're going with it. This is gonna be awesome, guys. So go ahead and spam those emotes again. I'd love for Pablo to come back here when you guys have done that, and we'll get this therapy thing going. It'll be fun. I'm gonna call him back now.
All right.
Yes, Dr. Garcia, please come on in.
Dr. Herman, hi. Thank you for meeting me at home.
I said come on in like it's not your house. I apologize. Of course.
I'm sorry, but I left the door open for you. You can make yourself at home. It's all good.
No, totally fine. But we have to talk about this situation because, like, holy cow, like.
I know. I look. I've hit a rough time in my
no
life.
Kidding.
I've realized I've hit rock bottom, and I need help.
Like super rough. I mean, I can't even imagine what you're going through and how this must feel to you.
It's very hard for me. My mouth is even getting dry. Do you mind if I have some water?
No, please have some water. You know, I might even like some refreshments if you wouldn't mind. Like, do you have a cheese tray or anything?
Yes, I have a cheese tray. There's some lunch meat in there, salami.
Tuna salad by any chance? I'm just kidding.
I ran out last night, but
that's okay.
It was short notice, so it's all I got.
No, that's fine. Thank you. The cheese tray will work delightfully. But anyway, about your situation here, I mean, I just can't believe you're not in more pain.
You know, I was in pain at first, but you get used to it, and my body has just had this. You know, it's built up a tolerance.
Well,
that's how much I've been doing it.
Yeah, of course, I believe that without a shred of doubt. But you know, don't you think that over time this would really wear you thin? I mean,
yeah. You know, the thing is, this treadmill of mine. It's been, I've been investing so much in it. I figured I might as well use it.
Yeah, no, the treadmill is a great thing. I think that the more you use the treadmill, the greater you could be.
Right.
But,
yeah. Try to be active.
Yeah, but I'm definitely talking about something that you're a little more obsessed with, that could cause you a little more pain. I think that's the situation that we should.
You sound just like my mother. You know, like ever since I was little, saying, "No, Pablo, don't play with that knife over there. No, stop with the knife sets."
If it was only a knife, that would be fine. I would be like, it's just a small little thing, of course. But it's almost like it's a collection of knives at this point. It's not just a set. It's so many things. And to be honest,
listen, it's an authentic Swiss Army knife I got from Swiss Valley.
Yeah, I the thing is, Swiss is the problem. I mean, the Swiss is where I draw the line. and I can't have you keep doing this.
All right, if you're gonna judge me, are you even gonna eat my cheese? Because I'll take that back. Thank you. So what? I'm obsessed with cheese, with Swiss cheese.
If you were obsessed with the cheese, that would be fine. But it's what you use on the cheese that makes me. It's just, you know, I cringe. It's grating, you know.
Listen, if you're not okay with the way I cut or slice my cheese, this prime cheese grater is just the right thing for me.
See, if it was only cheese that you were grating, that'd be fine. I'd be okay with it.
Okay. All right.
I'd be okay with it. But it's not. It's self-harm physically. It's just ridiculous. This is a huge deal. It's gigantic. And I truly think that you haven't gotten to the root of the problem.
Well, I don't think how my nose is any business of yours.
No, your nose is fine just the way it is. But I don't think you understand. Your life needs to have more balance, and this certainly won't help you.
Well,
I don't mean to hammer in the point here.
Well, my nails are actually unnaturally long. You know, they grow so fast. I need to use the cheese grater to.
Well, aesthetically on your hands that makes sense, but it's not just on your hands that we're talking about. I mean, this has nothing to do with aesthetics.
Oh, what is it, my stomach? I need to slim down a bit.
Nobody ever sees it. So why would it matter, this huge deal? Why would it matter so much to you? It doesn't make any sense. I mean, getting down to the root of the issue, it's I'm sorry, I keep putting my foot in my mouth, and I don't think that's you know, maybe I shouldn't be blaming you for this. Maybe there's some.
Look, my feet are too big. I need to make sure I can still fit a size 7.
Well, of course, but most people would shred from the heel. I mean, that's in Cinderella, right? But no,
Yes.
you've gone the complete opposite direction.
Like, listen, man, I don't think ankles are that necessary.
Some people have cankles, and we get it. But that's not your deal here. Like, when did this problem start? Was it when you were counting little piggies? Or what? I mean,
Sir, I am very sensitive about my toes. I'd rather not talk about those.
of course. Of course. And
I've also been obsessed with rhyming, clearly.
I would obviously think that this one in particular would be very sensitive.
Yes, the big toe is a very sensitive area.
Yeah, and I don't want to hammer in the point here, but it's not just what you're doing to your toe.
It's where I do it. Isn't it?
Of course, it's where you do it. It is. It's where you do it. And I mean, it's just
The hardware store has a lot of meaning in my life. You know, I grew up in a hardware store.
Yeah, but I don't even know if this place has a hardware store. To be honest, this is a place that you shouldn't even be. I wouldn't even go there if I were you. The worst of all people go there. Why would you think you're the worst?
Because prison changes a man.
I mean, it's not just any prison. It's a prison.
Say it. Oh, it's Alcatraz.
No.
You got my you got my pictures.
Alcatraz is a museum now. Alcatraz is a fine place. I would be delighted if you did this at Alcatraz. But this place is despicable. It's what you're doing is equivalent to terrorism.
Wow. Well,
we're really stretching the imagination here, folks.
Yeah, seriously. So what I grate my big toe in the Middle East.
Well, maybe I can't handle the truth. That's fine. Maybe I can't handle it. But I don't think. Do you know?
I'm trying. I'm grasping at straws there.
That's okay. That's okay. I don't think you'd know this just off the top of your head. So I might call
Fort
it.
Knox?
No, no, it's not. I might call it here just because I don't know that you would know this because it's not like a huge common knowledge thing. So I do want to applaud you because you got a lot of very specific things. And you haven't done improv in a long time. Thank you for the awesome suggestions from both Pleasantly Purple
What was this
and Matt.
anyway?
So, specifically, it was a grater.
Right.
And it was your left big toe nail.
Okay.
That's why I was
gotcha.
hammering in that point. Because you got the big toe, and I was really trying to get that nail. I should have said it's not right.
You can't handle the truth.
Yes, you can't handle the truth, which is from A Few Good Men, and
Guantanamo.
he's stationed on Guantanamo Bay.
God!
Yeah. And so it was a long stretch. I was worried about that one.
No, you helped me with you can't handle the truth, but I'm like, fuck, what was it?
Yeah, exactly. It's hard when you don't you don't know a lot, but yeah, Guantanamo Bay is famously where we interrogate and even torture terrorists.
Right.
And so that's kind of where I was going with that, and then I'm like, oh, that's not where he's not gonna get it from that. So I was like, oh well. But yeah,
I was thinking courtroom at first. I was like,
yeah, I know. It was all over the place. It was a lot, but you gave me a lot to work with. It was super fun. So. I don't think you realized that from the very beginning I was giving you hints for that cheese grater.
No, like now I do.
Looking back on it, the first thing I said was "Holy cow," and then I started talking about cheese, and I was like, "Oh, this is great." So yeah.
I want cheese, damn it.
Harold and Kumar also went there, yeah. But yeah. So thank you guys again so much for your suggestions.
That was fun.
That was a ton of fun to play, and we'll probably do more stuff like that more often. So that is one of our upcoming segments that we're gonna do.
I also went with Adrian Monk's living room because, like, who's more obsessive?
Wait, Matt, are you going to bed? You're off to bed, man?
Good night, Matt. It was nice seeing you.
Yeah, thanks so much for
Playing with you.
dropping in. I'm glad you could hang with us for a while. With that, we're actually probably gonna wrap this stream up pretty soon too.
Yeah.
We've been streaming for a while, and it's getting pretty late. So with that, I think
This was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was a ton of fun. It's midnight. Yeah, for sure. I completely understand, man. So I am going to see if we have a channel that we can raid. And Pablo, do you want to do a little outro while I'm looking at that stuff?
Oh, absolutely. Yes. So this has been That 20-something Show. We're glad you guys are here. Have a good night, great week, and remember, apples make the best lemonade.
That is true. They do. Have a good one, guys. Good night.